All right, everybody. Gabe Jenkins back with you. Hope you're having a heck of a good day. I know I am. Coming to you from the CCA, the College and Career Accelerator, and accelerating your future. Today we're going to be working on SolidWorks part number 2, assignment number 2. We're going to be making this guy right here. I'm going to walk you through how to do this step by step, and hopefully it will all make sense. I'm going to follow the same steps that I kind of tried to type up for you in the assignment. We'll see if the way I wrote it up if it matches how I actually do it. We'll see. I hope this is helpful for you, and I hope that again, before I kind of get into it, just like in the preview, I want you to realize there's a few new tools we're going to use. We're going to use extrude cut. We're going to use fillet a feature, which is similar to filleting the two-dimensional profiles that we were doing in our two-dimensional sketch class, but now we're going to be filleting actual corners of physical kind of shapes in our models. So we're going to cut out some parts of solids and we're going to fillet corners. But I really what I want you to understand is that when you're building a complex shape, what we really care about, what we're trying to do is we're trying to build it up one feature at a time. We're going to draw a sketch, then we're going to make it into a three-dimensional feature. We're going to draw another sketch. We're going to turn it into another feature or cut it something away. But you're building things up step by step by step. So this is what we're trying to build. Here's our technical diagrams, what we're going to do. I'm going to try to go quickly through it as fast as I can. Hopefully I don't make any mistakes. So I'm going to go here, create a new part. And SolidWorks thinking. All right. So in the assignment, I think I told you I wanted it to be inches, pounds, and seconds. So down here on the right, we're going to go boom, click on that, turn it into inches and pounds. I told you I wanted material to be tungsten, so we're going to go edit the material. And we're going to make that smaller. I think it's under other metals. Yeah, there it is. Tungsten. All right. So it says tungsten here. Cool. All right. So as I look at this, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the plane. I'm going to select the front plane, and I'm going to draw this profile right here. All right. So front plane, click, new sketch. It goes. Move my thing out of the way here. All right. I'm going to anchor my drawing. The bottom corner, I'm going to anchor it on the origin because that helps me to make sure that it's fully defined. And I'm just going to start by drawing lines. Okay. Click on my line tool. And I'm going to start to just kind of sketch it out. So this goes roughly over, I'm not going to worry about it too much. It goes up 10, up 1, it goes back over 5, we'll say. And I'm going up at some kind of an angle over here. Then it's going to go 1. And then it's going to come down to the bottom. It's going to turn gray. Awesome. I'm going to start to dimension things that if I know the dimensions already. This one we're going to say is, what does it say? It says 10. Oh, don't know what happened there. It's just going super slowly. Oh, I know what's going on. I don't have my number lock button on. Now I do. All right. 10. Let's make it so that it's on the screen. All right, 10. This is 6. This is 1. Super slow on me. I'm not sure why. Operating in quicksand. Last one here is, this is 1. This is 5. Okay, so now it knows where everything and how long everything is. I'm going to click out of the dimension tool. Now, if I look at this drawing, it says that if I look at it, I'm trying to extrude. So I made my two-dimensional sketch. I picked my plane, made my two-dimensional sketch. I dimensioned it, and I'm gonna extrude it. So this says that it is 5 from front to back. So I'm gonna click on my features, extrude boss base. I'm gonna make it 5. Sketch plane, great. Mid plane. Is that what I want? I'll go blind. And I want it to go backwards. Just because that's the way I'm thinking about it. Okay. Hit OK. Great. All right. You know what? I should have done my little filleted corner. I'm gonna go back into it and I'm gonna edit my sketch. Right? So in my sketch now, I'm gonna edit it. It's going to bring it back to me here. I'm going to do my fillet. We know this from our sketch tools video. I'm going to fillet this corner. It says on my thing that the fillet corner is radius of 1. Okay, my fillet entities are going to be this line and this line. Notice really quickly. Notice if I just click it, it gives me a little picture of my mouse with a green arrow on the right click. What that's saying is that if I want to just right click right here, it'll approve it, so I don't have to go up anywhere else. I can just right click it. It approves it. My sketch is cool. It has updated my overall extrude. It took into account the fact that I changed the profile and it changed the feature as well. All right, cool. All right, so let's look at the second thing I said I was going to do is I was going to try to drill these holes out. So I want to go up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make the fillet first. So I'm going to click on this feature right here. I'm going to say new sketch. Actually, do I want to do new sketch? I'm not going to do new sketch yet. I'm just going to fillet the corners. So we're used to doing fillets in the 2D sketches. I'm going to do fillets in 3 dimensions. All right. So let me get out of here. Do I want to change? Yeah. If I'm in the features tab, there's all these things that you can do with a three-dimensional model, like beyond the 2-dimensional stuff that we were used to. So I can cut material out of it. I can make a hole in it. I can revolve a cut around some kind of central axis. I can sweep cut, loft cut, boundary cut. I can make a fillet. Now this is a super important tool that you're going to use all the time. It's just like in AutoCAD. Fillet, if I do the drop down, you're going to see I can fillet or chamfer. They're kind of like, do I want my corner that I cut off to be curved with a given radius, or do I want it just to be kind of like at a specific angle? These are going to be filleted corners. And it says, when I look over here at my diagram, it says that my fillet corner has a radius of 1. So I can type in 1. And now it asks me, what are my edges I want to do? Now just be careful when you click it. Click right there on that corner right there. And it shows you what it's going to look like because I have full preview checked off over here. If I just kind of take my scroll bar and move over here, I can click on this corner and it shows that. That looks all good. It's exactly what I want to see. So if my 2 edges show up here, if I ended up accidentally clicking something that I don't want in there, I can always like right click it and delete it so it doesn't overfill it what I don't want it to do. But if everything looks right, I'm going to hit OK. Awesome. Okay. So now I am going to make my little holes right now. Okay. So I've made my first feature, I made my second fillet. You can start to see it's going to start building out. I'm going to make a sketch right now because I want to just use some construction lines to get from here and identify the location of the center of my circle. So I'm going to click here, New Sketch. I'm going to use Line. I'm going to make sure that it's a construction line because I don't want it to do anything weird. And I'm going to go right over here. And then I'm going to go up until it is even with everything. Great. All right. So I'm using Escape to get out of this, and I want to make sure that I have. Actually, because I locked it in there, I don't need to do it. I could dimension it, but because I hovered right over here, I know that it's actually that this point here is going to be the center point of this filleted corner as well. I'll show you a couple of things actually right now. So I'm going to make my little circle right here, and I'm going to put it here, make a circle, and I'm going to dimension it, and it says my radius is 1. I'm sorry, my diameter is 1, not my radius. My diameter is going to be 1. Cool. Now, I could, if I really wanted to, there's a couple of things I could do. I could make a line right here and bring it over to here and just use that. Let me show you. So I can make a new line, construction line. If I hover over the midpoint here, it's going to highlight it, and I can go from here over to here. Now you might be like, why am I just making a random line? Well, because if I want to, I can mirror this circle from here over that reflection line and have another one come there. I could just do the same thing I did down here and just make a second line, but I'm just trying to show you how to use additional features, right? So let's do that. Let's do mirror entities. And if I click, what do I want to mirror? I want to mirror this guy. And what's my What's my mirror? That's my mirror. You can see it. And because I have copy here linked, it's gonna not erase my original. It's just gonna make a copy of it. I hit OK. Cool. That second sketch is done. Now we're up to our extrude cut. Right? Fun. We're gonna cut something out. So I'm gonna go over here to features and I'm gonna do the extruded cut. Boom. Okay. Now, it's important to think about like design intent. What is this always going to be a through hole? Is this always going to go all the way through this no matter what? And the answer is yeah. If I change my shape later on, I'm probably going to want these look like they're going to be holes that should always go all the way through. So, you know, your choices when you're making a cut, you have a lot of different choices about how you want SolidWorks to think about that part that you're cutting out. I'm always going to want this just to go through everything because I want it to be a through hole, right? So that's what I'm going to do. You can kind of like scroll. Does it look right? Yeah, but it looks like it's going all the way through. Move back a little bit. I don't care about any of that stuff. And I'm going to hit OK. And you can see I got my little through holes here. Awesome. All right. Next, I'm going to do this feature here, this kind of cutout circle right there. It is centered left and right, right? And if I look at this diagram, it shows me that the center point of the circle is 3.2 inches down along that edge from the top. So I'm going to right click here, make a new sketch. I'm going to make a construction line that comes from the center point. I'm going to bring it down and then I'm going to stop it. I'm going to dimension it, make sure it's 3.2. It's close. All right, so that is now the center point of my circle and it shows me that it goes, the center of the circle goes from 3.2 down 1.8, that tells me that the radius of the circle is 1.4, right? So I'm going to boom, click here, make a new circle. My radius is 1.4. Math demons, if my radius is 1.4, very simple. My diameter is going to be 2.8. Awesome. Cool. All right. So that is the two-dimensional profile. You saw it turn gray, so I can now cut it out. Features, extrude cut. And this one, I don't want it to go all the way through, right? Because if it goes, that's not what happens here. It doesn't go all the way through. It has a specific amount of distance that it goes down into the solid. So I'm going to click blind, and I'm going to look here really carefully. If I look carefully, it says it goes down 1 inch into the shape. So instead of 5 inches here, I'm going to click 1 inch and see what that looks like. I'm going to hit tab, and that looks right. All right, cool. All right, so we're almost done here. The last thing we have to do is, if you look carefully, it says that there's a little fillet of 0.2 radius down on that bottom circle, that bottom part of that cutout part, right? So just like we did over here, we did a fillet earlier, so I'm going to do a fillet again, and I'm going to say my radius is, instead of being 1, I'm going to say it's 0.2, and I'm going to very carefully highlight that. Click that part, that bottom circle. I mean, you can click melt. If I wanted to click the top, I could click the top too, but that's not what the shape says. The top part is just kind of straight. So if I accidentally click that one, here's all you have to do. You right click there and you click delete. It gets rid of that one. Now this is all that's left. That's the fillet that you want. And it is done. All right, so that's about it. You're going to take a picture of it. Kind of in the same basic orientation as the reference diagram, so this is pretty good. It's about what it looks like. If you want to check that mass, see if you did it right. You go to evaluate, go to mass properties, 79.52. It's absolutely right. Nailed it. All right. Good luck with this one. Hope that was helpful. You're getting used to the new tools, and the next one's going to be one step more hard. And so I hope we're getting comfortable with the complexity of it. All right, have a great day, everybody.